Hey guys, today I'll show you an American horror film called My Bloody Valentine. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. The movie begins with several newspapers' headlines mentioning a cave-in that happened in a small town called Harmony. It occurred in tunnel number 5 on the north side of the Hanager mine, and 6 miners were trapped inside. The mine owner's son named Tom was blamed for the mine disaster because he forgot to vent the methane lines. 6 days pass by, the rescue teams search and find 5 dead miners and a man named Harry. It is reported that he was found in a comatose stage. In an investigation later, the police find that Harry killed all the other miners using a pickaxe, and he did this to save more air for him to breathe. A year later, on Valentine's Day, Harry wakes from his coma in the hospital and goes on a murderous rampage, killing 22 people. Sometime later, the town's sheriff Burke arrives, and he finds multiple mutilated bodies, many of which have been severed in half. To his surprise, he finds the heart of a nurse inside a candy box. Burke and his partner conclude that Harry had woken up from his coma. They realize that they are running out of time. They try to find out where he's gone. Meanwhile, at the abandoned mine shaft that the disaster happened, a party is held. A boy named Alex, along with his girlfriend named Irene, is seen waiting for their friends Tom and his girlfriend Sarah. They finally arrive, and Irene takes a picture of the 2 young hormone-let goers. Tom was initially reluctant about the decision to go to the cave, but he agrees to go anyway. Sarah heads in first, and Tom goes back to his car to grab some beers. Sarah goes in and gets lost looking for Axel and Irene. While looking for them, a teen pops out and scares the shit out of her. Suddenly, he gets stabbed through his eye. She is confronted by Harry in a full miner's garb and sees him carrying a bloody pickaxe. She runs out, finding several dead bodies, and out of the blue, Axel grabs her. Sarah finds Irene along with them, and they hide from the killer. Harry eventually sees the trio, and they run out of the mine. They meet Tom walking inside and find him unaware of the situation. Harry catches up to them and hits Tom with the pickaxe. Tom falls down while the other 3 rush to the car for life. Sarah tries to return for Tom, but Harry throws a pickaxe at the windshield of Axel's truck, and it stops just an inch away from stabbing Sarah in the eye. Axel realizes he has no other choice, so he begins to start up his truck. They drive away from the tunnel and leave Tom behind. Harry turns his attention towards Tom, who is now running into the tunnel. Harry catches up to Tom and raises his pickaxe. Right before Tom can be killed, the town's sheriff Burke and his partner arrive and shoot, wounding him. Unfortunately, he does not die and runs away further into the cave. The whole scene leaves Tom traumatized, and the cops can be seen going after Harry. 10 years have now passed, and Axel is now the town's sheriff. A reporter calls the town the murder capital of America, and this greatly pisses off Axel, making him yell at her. In the next scene, we can see Axel in a local diner, and his wife Sarah walks in, reminding him of their son's soccer game. Later, she leaves the diner and goes to open her grocery store. A few moments later, a wooded cabin deep in the forest is shown. This was Axel's father's old cabin, and now he uses it to let go of his hormones with another young woman named Megan. Before leaving, she gives him Valentine's card and tells him that she's pregnant with his child. The same day, Tom returns to the town, and we get to know that he vanished for 10 years. Tom goes visit his father's old friend named Ben, and the old man invites him in for a drink. At his house, Tom confesses that he's going to sell the mine, and this makes the man angry. He tells him that many of the families in the town will suffer, and Tom leaves the house, saying that he simply just doesn't care. Later, he goes to a motel and sees a dog and a little lady chasing it. Apparently, she's the manager. After booking a room to stay in, he goes to his room. On the way, he sees through a window Irene and a local trucker letting go of their hormones. He gets frustrated after seeing his room next to theirs. After the two finish their hormone game, the trucker reveals that he has been filming her. Irene gets angry and goes out completely naked, drawing a gun on him. But later, he reveals that the gun is out of bullet, so she throws it on his head, but he ignores her. Just as he is about to get in the truck, he is hit by a man in full miner garb, with a pickaxe piercing through his head. Then the killer comes after Irene through the motel. In a panic, she hides under the bed for life. The noise draws the little motel owner into the room, and the miner kills her by impaling her through the head. Right then, unfortunately, Irene makes a noise which makes her give away her location. Soon he removes the bed mattress and stabs her to death. The next day, Axel is called to the scene of the crime and finds Irene cut open. He also finds her heart missing. While investigating, he soon notices Tom's name on the motel registrar. He then returns to the office, where he finds video footage of the miner chasing Irene. So Axel and his partner Martin just wonder how it can't be Harry. Then Axel receives a candy box, inside which is Irene's heart, just like Harry had done with the nurse 10 years ago. Meanwhile, Tom comes to visit his newly inherited mine. While inside, the killer manages to trap Tom in a cage, and a miner named William is calling for Ben. Harry murders William, and a few moments later, a group of miners shows up. The suspicion falls on Tom, although he was locked in a cage the entire time. At the hospital afterward, Axel asks Burke what happened to the killer, and Burke says that he and Ben killed and buried Harry. But when Axel, Tom, and Sarah accompany them to the burial spot, Harry's body is no longer there. The fact shocks Axel and frustrates him. Later that night, Ben is at his house when he hears a noise. He goes outside with a shotgun and finds no one there. However, when he goes back inside, he is attacked by Harry, who knocks him down. After quite a struggle, Harry manages to kill him by impaling his head with a pickaxe. Later, the police search the burial spot and find his body with his chest cut wide open. Axel gets angry about the events and orders a police guard to protect his son back home. At the same time, Sarah stays at the store with Megan, and they hear a noise. When they go check it out, they find Harry in the store. He hunts them through the store, but luckily, they manage to escape him and lock themselves in the office. Harry starts breaking the door, and Sarah suggests using the window. Megan tries opening the window and finds it locked. Megan manages to find the key, while Sarah is blocking the door with a table. Just as Harry breaks a hole in the door and tries to unlock it, Megan goes through the window. Sarah turns around and notices that Harry has disappeared from the office door. So she quickly tries to pull Megan back into the office, knowing that he is going to the outside. Unfortunately, she couldn't pull her in time. Harry arrives outside and grabs Megan. Sarah runs back through the store and suddenly finds Axel outside. Right then, they find Megan's mutilated body in the alley, along with the message written in blood on the wall above, "Be mine forever." Sarah ponders why Megan was killed by Harry, although she had no relation to the mine. Sarah concludes that the killer was trying to get to Axel, and she admits that she knew about their affair. Then Axel sends her to the hospital. Meanwhile, their son Noah is watching TV with his babysitter Rosa. Suddenly, Harry arrives and impales the babysitter with a pickaxe. Burke arrives and warns the lady cop, who is watching over the premises for Harry's presence. The lady cop enters the house and warns Noah to hide. She goes to the laundry room and finds Rosa dead in the washing machine. Horrified by sight, she calls for Burke. Burke turns around and suddenly, Harry impales him using the pickaxe. He rips his jaw from his body before leaving. At the hospital, Sarah gets a call from Tom. He convinces her that Harry is not the killer and tells her that she needs to trust him. He also adds that he has found something, which he wants to show her. On the road, Tom tries to convince Sarah and tells her that Axel is the killer. Axel calls Sarah and informs her that Tom has been in a mental hospital for the past few years. Before ending the call, he tells her to get away soon from Tom. When Tom asks Sarah who the caller is, she lies to him and says that it's her mother. Sarah gets shocked by the fact that Tom is mentally ill and is no longer the same man she once loved. Sarah tries to ask Tom to drive her home, but he nods off. However, when Tom refuses, she grabs the wheel suddenly, causing the car to crash into a nearby tree. Tom is knocked out in an instant, and Sarah uses this opportunity to escape. She calls Axel for help, and Axel tells her to go to his father's old house for safety. When she enters the property, she finds hundreds of candy heart boxes. She opens a box and finds her old picture with Tom. A killer appears from behind and attacks her. Sarah manages to distract him and run into the mine shaft. She runs into Axel and knocks him out. She takes his gun and points it at Axel. She then asks him the information about the hundreds of candy boxes. He denies the accusation and blames it on Tom. Then Tom appears and Sarah starts pointing the gun at both the men. The two begin accusing each other of being the killer, and Tom gives himself away when he points out that the message "Be mine forever," which was written over Megan's dead body. He also says that it was the same as what Megan wrote to Axel in the Valentine card. Being the only ones who know this information, Axel and Sarah confirm that Tom is the killer. Suddenly, Tom begins to hallucinate that it seems to be Harry in the mine with them. Tom warns Sarah, but Axel points his flashlight into the area that Tom is pointing, and he sees that nobody is there. Harry walks right up to Tom and then disappears. A short montage then plays out all the murders from the beginning of the film, revealing Tom to be the true killer. When Axel asks for Harry, Tom turns to him, and with a smirk, he says that he's right there. Axel is infuriated by that and grabs the pickaxe, rushing at Tom. The two men begin to fight, and Axel seems to gain the upper hand. But Tom injures him with the pickaxe, and Tom runs off. Sarah shoots at him, and unfortunately, she misses him. Sarah helps up Axel, and the two hide. Tom comes back and starts smashing out lights with the pickaxe. When each light goes out, Tom flashes between being him and being the miner. Axel finds out that the gun only has one bullet and asks Sarah not to miss the shot. Tom catches up to them and right when he lifts his pickaxe. Sarah guns at Tom through his side, and the bullet runs through a gas tank, causing an explosion. Tom gets thrown away by the flames and the screen blacks out. Sometime later, the rescue teams enter the mine and search for the survivors. A lone rescuer finds Tom, who is barely conscious and covered in debris. He tells Tom not to worry and that help is coming. Tom suddenly grabs his pickaxe and impales the rescuer through his mask. Sarah and Axel get out of the mine with the help of the rescue team. A few moments later, a miner is seen holding his injured side while he's leaving the place. It is revealed to be no one else but Tom as he takes off the mask and goes away. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.